It is currently 10:37 in the morning, which most people wouldn't consider to be particularly early, but I work at a bar, so 10:37 in the morning is essentially the crack of dawn for me. I don't really do vlog type videos because I'm not convinced that people care enough about my personality or what I in specific have to say yet, which is why I try to overproduce my videos as much as possible, because people can at least stay for like the nice camera and lighting quality, even if they haven't developed like a parasocial dynamic yet. But then I realized, like, how are people online supposed to, learn to like my personality if I don't show it? So today I finally got around to ordering my Pixel 10 Pro, and it is arriving today at between 12:55 and 1:55. That's a 2-hour gap they're giving me. Usually they give me a 1-hour gap, but 10 is fine, I guess. The issue we're going to be facing today is that my doorbell is broken, and drivers aren't always consistent in, calling you when they get here, even if you ask them to. Because, delivery driving is a hard job. Calling someone takes much more time out of your day than just writing they weren't in and putting it in the thing, and I know all these people are timed really insanely, so it is going to be a gauntlet today to try and make sure that my package gets here. And it's not just my package I'm actually fighting for. My girlfriend has also ordered a CPU, and I need to be here for that too. That's coming in the next hour, so I'm especially keeping my open for that. So I'm gonna have this window over here open, and be listening. Luckily, my front garden is filled with stones, so hopefully I can hear people walking in. But I need to be actively listening. I need to be actively listening to everything that happens for the next 3.5 hours, which I'm not looking forward to. But we'll pick this up when I either get the phone or miss the delivery with the phone. So please stay tuned, because I'm shitting myself a little bit, because if the phone doesn't arrive, what they're going to do is just take it back to the delivery office, then bring it out tomorrow when I'm at work, so fuck it, who knows. Stick with me and see what happens, alright? We are a couple of hours later. I have the phone right here. I also have another cup of tea. This one presented quite nicely in a Karomi mug that my girlfriend got for me. I can't believe there are people in the world who have extreme reactions to alternative milk. Oat milk's just fucking tasty. It's really weird that there are so many people with extreme hatred for it. It's milk. It's arrived. The first thing that people always comment on when they get these devices, and I will throw in some footage because I don't think it was worth a full section of the video, but it's the unboxing experience, and I guess that's technically in the title I'm going to give for this video. The unboxing experience for this was not very good, which is why I'm not focusing on it too much. It shipped with this EU power rating thing, the energy efficiency rating of the phone, which is great to get those when you're buying a device online. Or when you move into a new house and tells you how energy efficient your house is. We got one when we moved into our flat, and it was very helpful to know how fucked we were. not like jammed into the packaging of the phone to the point where it's actually difficult to open the phone. Like, I had to borderline tear the packaging in order to get into this device because the EU had jammed a piece of paper down my throat. I don't even live in the EU, so I have no idea why I'm being given that. It was really frustrating. I'm not a Brexit guy, but that could unironically turn me Brexit, I think. Brussels is trying to fuck up my day. I do want to talk a little bit about form factor though, or build, or design, or whatever you want to call this part of the video, because this is the most beautiful color for a phone that I have ever seen, if my camera will focus on it. That is so pretty. That is actually quite beautiful. It is the Moonstone colorway, which is the coolest name for a phone that I've ever heard, so it's got that going for it as well. And this new like flat design, I'm loving. The completely flat screen, the flat side rails, the flat back, all of it just, it's not as easy to hold in the hand as like the Pixel 7 Pro. The Pixel 7 Pro that I reviewed a couple of months ago is one of the most comfortable in the hand phones that I've ever held. This is a little bit less comfortable, but I actually find it a little bit easier to grip because my thumb lays flat on it. I don't feel like I'm going to drop this as much, and that is pretty important actually. If you drop your phone, it's not going to be good. And also, if I were to drop this on the side rails, 0% of the screen is touching the ground. 0% of it, and which is so helpful. I don't feel like I'm going to break this thing at all, which is good because I really just can't be trusted with phones. Like, I'm so glad that modern phones are so well built because I am not to be trusted with these things. The new wallpapers they've got on these things are pretty cool as well. This is the one that they automatically equip onto the Moonstone versions, and it's very cool. It's very modern, very sleek. Not something you tend to expect from a Pixel. With Pixels, I usually expect something more pastel-y, but I assume with their jump to Material 3, things are a little bit prettier. And speaking of that screen, it's pretty sharp in a way that Pixels previously haven't been. It's been my one big complaint with Pixels, that even though the screens they use are very good for like watching video and stuff, the text of the UI just isn't very sharp. But broadly, I think that that's kind of been solved this year, and I think it just does still look good. The only real complaint I have with the design this year is these rails. I think that I've heard a lot of people complain about these glossy side rails. I probably can't get into focus, but I'll include some B-roll. They're a little bit too glossy, a little bit chromy. If anyone remembers, like, I'm a big Lego guy. I love Lego. I've got a display over in that shelf that you probably can't see because of the 50mm lens. I remember in the early 2000s, you get Lego Star Wars characters with chrome lightsabers, and they looked really cool, but after like 10 minutes, they started to chip, and like it got all gross, and you could see like the white plastic underneath. And I know that this isn't plastic. I know this actually is just chromed metal. It feels like it will chip off very quickly though, and that is it's not a confidence-filling feeling to have on your phone, I'll say that much. This phone also feels like it was made for Material 3 Expressive, which is a long name, so I'm just going to call it Material 3. And I've been running the Material 3 Expressive beta on my Pixel 8 Pro for a couple months now, and it's just felt a little bit slow and sluggish, and the haptics haven't really felt right for the new UI. But this phone feels like it was built from the ground up with this new UI in mind, and it fits it perfectly. So I think they've really done something there. Alright, I have to talk about it. I made a video like 2 months ago about how I don't think that Google is going to include Qi2/MagSafe in their devices, because I don't think that Google sees an inherent benefit in it, and I don't think Google is going to be on the cutting edge of Android technology anytime soon, because they're a little bit on the safer side in terms of advancements. Well, I'm so happy to say that I was wrong. This is my MagSafe wallets that I showed in that video, if my camera will focus, and there it is attached natively to the Pixel, and that is a great feeling, and I'll include some b-roll of it on my lovely Ugreen stand as well, because I think this looks really cool, it feels really cool, and even though obviously the majority of the time you're going to want a case on your phone, the fact that you don't need one to get usage of this amazing, really convenient technology is kind of massive for me, and it feels good to not have the case on all the time. Sometimes I do just want to rock it naked around the house with the phone, that is. I've also played around with the cameras a little bit. I told you it came a few hours ago, and I've been dicking around with it a little bit just to give you some actual thoughts. I feel like if I just opened it out of the box and started talking to the camera, I wouldn't really have too much to say. So I've been playing with it for the last few hours. I went to the shop earlier, and there's a few things I want to comment with on the cameras. So the cameras are going to be a little bit sharper than they have been for the past few years, only by like a smidge, to be honest with you. It's very close to the Pixel 9 and only a slight jump up from the Pixel 8 Pro, which I've, again, just come from. I ended up skipping the 9 series, even though I was offered an early upgrade from my carrier. I just wasn't that interested in upgrading to the Pixel 9. I thought my Pixel 8 was probably fine. But there's a point in my road where you can see the Shard, like, which is like the biggest building in London, and I wanted to test the 100 times zoom or whatever, and I have the photo, and it's ridiculously close, so I will pop it up on the screen as well, obviously. I've taken some photos around, like, while I'm recording. In fact, I'll take one now so you can see just generally how sharp it is. It's kind of dark right now. This is regular. Let me slap on some night sight, see how well that works. Fuck it, let's zoom into my little camera display. But I think that the 100 times zoom is really all they have going for them with cameras this year. I don't think the cameras are that interesting this year. I think it's mostly the 100 times zoom, the camera guide sort of thing that they're doing this year was also there. I don't plan on using it, to be honest with you. But broadly, my first impressions are quite good, and I can't wait to make a full review, which I will do probably on one of my days off this week. In fact, I'm going to an event with Google on Thursday. I'm doing a night shift at the bar I work before the event. So I get off at 7 AM and then the Google event is at 4 PM. So I might, if I'm well enough to go at that point in the day, I will do like probably like a day in the life sort of review kind of thing of it. But I'll see what I can accomplish. I'm not making any promises because that sounds like hell, to be honest with you. Anyway, I thought I'd just do a very calm, very casual sort of unboxing, first impressions, just sort of vloggy video today, because I've never really done that kind of thing. I want to make it a little bit more personal, a little bit more casual, a little cooler. But yeah, so far, this thing is interesting, and I can't wait to give you guys more information on it. Have a nice day, guys.